Hi everyone, GameTalk, Ajax, PEC Zwolle, last league game of 2023. We were euphoric after the Ajax game on Thursday, Papimento, and we thought today, also looking at the schedule, at the fixtures, earlier today we saw Twente drop points against Sparta. We know that AZ is playing against PSV in a minute later on. We thought, we have PEC Zwolle at home. Surely, with the current form we're in, we're getting our points. We're not always playing the best football. I've mentioned this a couple of times also with other panels, but we're picking up the points, right? Did you see this one coming?
Not before the game, but I'm extremely disappointed in how we played today. After that Athens game, I thought, if we showed that kind of energy, that kind of dynamic in the squad, any team in the Eredivisie would be doable. The disappointment is mostly because of the football today. Because if we look at this half year, Juan, from where we were and where we were coming, and how we progressed it lately, it was really good. I just wish they won it for John van het Schip. I mean, we have such an amazing moment at the 55 minute to clap for Johnny. It would have been great to also give him a win and not make him regret going to his son's wedding in Australia. So that's disappointment. Our football today was really disappointing. It looked lethargic. It looked slow. Sutalo or Hato getting the ball, not knowing where to pass. It took much longer. I don't know if that's because there's not movement from our side, or Peck was really high up the pitch and pressing us, or in a pressing situation high up the pitch, not really going deep down to low block and only defending. That could be a reason we were kind of struggling, but it's also our mistake a little bit. If you look at the first half, we play with Akpon on 10, Broby, and we have two wingers. Then in the second half, we bring in Linson, which has to play a different position because Akpom is also playing as a 10 still. So the left wing position is totally open. I get the idea. You want Marta to cover that whole thing, go over Akpom on that side to give him the ball or to give crosses, etc. But it didn't work out, and it took like 20 minutes before that got changed with Forbes. And even when Forbes come in, we're leading 2-0, Juan. You should never give that away, especially not at home. And then, we give it away so easily, even though the second goal was totally a handsball, by the way. But also, if you look at our goals, it was a bit of luck also there. Broby, offside, not offside, it was given. And I think the second goal, the pass of Tahirovic, wasn't even a pass, but just a lucky circumstance that it came at Broby and he scored. So we were lucky in certain phases of the game, and but Zwolle also in that first half, they had three big chances to hurt us and they didn't. So we were warned and we did nothing against it. And I'm very disappointed in the lack of energy, the way we played, the way we started the game, and that we couldn't pick up from how we started.
Let me go to the 2-2 right away, because there's a lot of debate going on right now. We were instructed, or we were told, as far as I know, that if you make a handsball and you're an attacking player, it always gets, whistled against you.
Yeah.
It's clearly a handsball, even though it's not intentional. It's still something they, from that moment on, they can score that goal because of that hand situation. Why is it approved by the VAR? Do you have any idea?
I have no idea, Juan. And to be honest, I did hear that the rules were changed. That not every handball as an attacker is a foul, as it say. But this one, clearly, the ball is being slowed down by the touch with the hand and falls exactly in front of the foot of the Zwolle player. That's a lot of advantage from a handball. So you have to whistle that. So for me, that's a huge mistake. And you can't put that on the referee. You have to put it on the VAR. I mean, what's the reason we have a VAR if these kind of things are not noticed? You see the handball, but you're looking only at offside. I don't know how you can miss something like that. But for me, that's not a goal. It should have been 2-1. But that doesn't say anything about Ajax and how bad we played, because we did play bad and it didn't make me happy at all. It was actually a memory of how we used to play with Stein sometimes. So, yeah, I wasn't happy about this game at all. but in the whole period and the grandeur things of how we started and how we're playing now, you have to see some positives. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. We have to see some positives, but how sour is this right now, going through the end of the season and looking up for the second half of the season? Because the reason why I'm asking this is also, Puppy, I already mentioned this before. I've had a couple of panels already. We saw the NEC game, we saw the Sparta game. We saw a couple of those games, and now we're seeing this game again. Let's be honest; these opponents are not the strongest opponents in the Eredivisie, And even I'm not going to take away anything from the Ajax game. We won, and we were definitely better than they were. But we're going to the Conference League. Let's put things into perspective a little bit right now, because we're happy because of where we were. But if you look at how things are now, it cannot be that if Van het Schip leaves, we come back and we fall back to Steinball, like it was today, more or less. So what is going on? Is it because I asked you this question? We watched the game together. At a certain moment during the game, I asked you, Puppy, what is it? Is it tactics or is it quality? What's going on with the team today? What was it? Or is it focus? Is it sharpness? Can we do better? Are we hoping for something that's not in this squad? Maybe. I have to put it out there.
Yeah, no, you're right to ask that question. And the only thing I don't see in this squad, and especially in the midfield, is dynamic. Okay, a dynamic player, a player that can pass a guy or set us in a overload. It's overload situation. Exactly. Yeah. We don't have that. Okay. So mostly it has to come from the passing and off the ball movement. And even that, I'm not seeing a lot. I mean, I hinted at that just now. Sutalo or Hato get the ball in a 3-man defense. You don't see any movement on the midfield in the pockets. You don't see anyone dropping down to pick up the ball. You don't see a build-up. There is no creative build-up player in this squad. So we're trying to actually do the inshallah ball to Broby, get it as soon as possible to Broby or Akpom, and from there create havoc to create a chance. But that was mostly it. And if that doesn't happen, it's just a lot of side passes, a lot of back passes, and just hoping something works out. But to go from euphoric at Athens, how we played, and now, I think it must have to do also, Juan, with energy. Maybe they're not fit, or because the coach even, I mean, he started with Akpom instead of Linson, while Linson was playing amazing. So it must also have to do with the conditioning, the stamina, the fitness. Because why would you change a winning team if that's not the case?
Yeah, exactly. So before I go to the comments, I have one question for you. So again, to my earlier question, right? How do you see it? Do you see it like, because there is a silver lining? You could argue, just to give another example of an argument, you could say, look, Van het Schip came mid-season. He didn't really have time with all the games that we had, the European games, the matches in the Eredivisie, etc. He haven't really got a chance to really train consecutively with this team, right? And he will have a training camp in January. Can we expect from January, when he goes, probably I believe they're going to Spain, if I'm not mistaken. But can we with this squad, can we do better in terms of how we play, the build-up, the pressing, the dynamic, like on the midfield or on the wings? Can we do better? That's my question to you. Or do you feel like, no, not only that, we also need to get players in January, quality players?
We also need to get some players with certain qualities in the winter period. Yes, I do believe that some of the players that came in are showing much more quality than they were doing. So that's also on John van het Schip, and I'm not taking away from that. But also as a coaching staff, it's not easy for every substitution to change the whole way the players and the team is playing. For instance, what I said with Akpom in the second half, Linson coming in for a back. The left wing had nobody. Marta didn't get into the spaces. So actually that whole tactic didn't work. And then we get another substitution with Guy. And then again, the whole system changes. So for me, that doesn't give confidence also to the team, because they're still searching like how to play.
You feel like there's too much shuffling going on?
too much shuffling. One substitution should never shuffle so much on the pitch. For me, it makes it confusing. And I've never seen teams playing much better with so much changes going on with substitutions. So that's one. The tactics I thought were lacking. And also, I didn't think Marta played a very good game, for instance, but he played the whole match. So also that is for me note that we're lacking quality because if we had another option, he would have done it, and he didn't. So look, Rensch, the positives. Let me just focus on the positive for now. Rensch came to a different level. He's playing recently at a different level, much more stable, much more better awareness, better decision making. So that's positive. Hato, my man of the match today, his front checking, just for his front checking today, going all the way to the opponent's side in the second half to pick up the ball, and then he tried shooting it. But that kind of front checking, he's the only one that does that in the whole team. So how can I not give him the man of the match? I thought Sutalo plays a decent match. I saw Tahirovic playing. I mean, he was important in the goals. He gave a pass to assist in the first goal.
I feel
with a no look pass, by the way.
Yeah, but I feel Tahirovic is mixed. He's always a mixed kind of player during a game. He has his moments that he's good. He has his moments that he does things like, like you're wondering, you're scratching your head. What are you doing?
Yeah, and he's very sloppy on the ball usually. But today I thought he was giving. I mean, he has at least the vision, Juan, and you have to give him the props that he has the vision and that he has the balls also to try that ball as a CDM. While if you look at Taylor, which I expect with two legs out of like gold, that can do that, he doesn't have that vision to do that, or he never does that. So I don't know if he has that vision. So should I then be mad at Tahirovic with lesser quality that he's still trying to find these people and showing us that he has the vision to see these people walking into spaces? No, I'm just going to be happy that he has that skill, and hopefully he can just work better on being more consistent in his passing. But what he has done today with his passing forward, and also in the second half, I thought he gave a beautiful pass to, I think, Berghuis or Linson. I'm not sure which one. But again, a forward pass. Again, a danger came out of it. Broby went also a couple of times. He gave it. I'd never see that from Taylor. And I would expect that more from Taylor than a Tahirovic. So, yeah, Tahirovic is not the dream player we want on the CDM, but at least he's trying those balls. And those are difficult balls. Like, it's not just short passing.
Yeah, all right. I'm not going to go too much into Tahirovic right now. I want to ask you a question, right, before I go to the comments. Last question from that angle. Van het Schip always said in a couple of interviews leading up to this game, also in recent weeks, that he feels we miss experienced players, right? Which is I always thought when I heard that, like, I do understand what he means, but on the other hand, we do have experienced players, just not at the back line, but if you look at the players that we have, Berghuis is experienced, Bergwijn is experienced, right? These are experienced.
Is experience.
Yeah, but
he has played at different clubs. He has seen what it is to be a football player. It's not that he's still finding his level. He knows what he's capable of, and that's what you get when you get older. But also, Juan, I think we decided a long time ago that's not only age, it's are you capable of leadership on the pitch, what Hato is also doing with his feet, speaking with your feet, And I think that's what's lacking because, for instance, Berghuis today, okay? I thought this was one of a terrible game from him. I mean, one-on-one with the goal open, and then you try to control the ball. Why just tap it in? I don't know if he was already offside by that time.
He was offside, so yeah, but I agree with you, yeah.
But I've seen better games from Berghuis. Like,
he wasn't good today.
Being much more creative than he was today. So, these are the players that should lead you. These are the players with experience, and they didn't show up today. So, yeah, sometimes other people have to stand up as well. And nobody really stood up today. I thought Broby was okay, but you looked that he was tired or injured or something. So it wasn't the 100% Broby we know. I thought the combination Broby-Akpom worked pretty well in the first half. But after those changes, I didn't like it at all. And the tempo today. The tempo of our game has to increase. because most of our problems are sloppy passing from us, in which we cannot increase the tempo because it's everywhere that just a centimeter wide, or they have to stretch a little bit more to control the ball. Just these little
There's no
things
flow. There's no flow.
will
Yeah.
exactly will
Yeah.
help a lot in the flow of Ajax.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let me go to the comments quickly. Just a couple.
Yeah, sure.
Steve is saying, why change the squad? So he's basically agreeing with you, what you said earlier. Without Linson, Ajax was static and Ekpom adds little. What do you think of that?
I think that's a little bit underappreciative of what Akpom did, because I thought he was in the first half, even if he didn't do everything perfect, he was constantly in battle for the ball, headers, trying combinations, reaching the wingers, reaching Broby, reaching Taylor. It's not a Linson type. I get that. Linson is better in getting into the pockets, but he does add aerial ability. He adds danger and power in the box, something we lack in this team. So yeah, I like this option. To be honest, I would play Linson more when Zwolle plays like this. So more pressing to the front. And Akpom I would use for low block teams more. So I would play him, but I would just use him more for his aerial ability and low block teams in the Eredivisie. And I mean, against Athens, we've seen that he can score, right? He doesn't need much. So he's still a threat, and I like him, to be honest.
Okay. Keith is asking, Ramai better than Ruli, guys?
Yes, absolutely, for me.
All right. Steve is also saying about Hajrujovic, because you were kind of positive about him. He said he gives the ball away on numerous occasions as well.
I agree. I didn't say he was perfect. I just tried to explain that he does things that I expect from a creative midfielder, and he's the CDM, which gets for me a lot of praise, because it's not his first job, to be honest.
Yeah. Final comment that I will raise right now is from Only for the Week. Thank you for the comment. He says, I feel like today's draw wasn't really about quality, but lack of discipline. Lots of walking, low tempo, and always too late in the counter attack. I asked you this question at the start, right? So what was it? What's the problem today? What was it? Was it what you said? Maybe it's tiredness. Maybe we're not fresh anymore. Low tempo. And you were a bit.
But low tempo is also because there is no option to pass, right? If I have to hold the ball 5 seconds as a Hato because I'm not seeing options to pass, there is no movement, there is no mobility. Yeah, the team is going to suffer. So
okay, but then is it also tactics? Because I asked you this question as well.
No,
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's only tactics. I think it's also individual performances and understanding where the spaces are on the pitch and where to receive the ball and where you can open to go into the attack. And I mean, lately we've been passing a lot to Ramai, and I understand that's the way of Ajax, but we're doing it a little bit more to get more security in the back line and to get more openings. But when Ramai is on the ball, or the two defenders, I expect more movement from the midfield or from the attackers, and that's not happening much. So something there has to change, and that could go to tiredness, too many games in the feet. We don't know that. But because if we compare that to Athens, that was a whole different dynamic, more energy, more everything. So we know they're capable of it. But why it doesn't come out today? No idea, Juan.
Yeah. Look, we're all disappointed. People in the comments also disappointed. Give us some hope, Puppy. Give us, everyone, including me, give us some hope going into January. I know we have still one game this week, the Dutch Cup against the amateurs. We'll be live streaming on Thursday after the game. This will be also our last stream or video of 2023. We'll be with a lot of panels also. So if you guys can tune in, that would be great. And also, we will also let people know who will win the shirt, right? The giveaway shirt.
Exactly.
So yeah, but just quickly, give us some hope to end the stream.
Some hope. Okay. So for me, a good season would be top 3, right? So to reach Champions League. And I still think, I hoped we would have won today and we would have been closer to AZ and Twente. Didn't happen. We still got a point. I think now the transfer period is coming up, the winter period, in which we can shuffle a bit with the team. Maybe we can dot the I's, cross the T's, make it a more balanced team. And that's where my hope comes from. And also that I'm very confident in John van het Schip and his team, in what they performed, not having a preseason, not having anything, struggling with stamina issues with the players, a lot of new players that don't understand the Ajax system, and the way he transformed them, just a lot of praise. You see certain players reaching different levels, and I'm talking about Sutalo mainly, Rensch mainly, Taylor at occasions, but he's still a ghost from time to time. Brobbey is our number one striker. I mean, who would have thought, right? At the beginning of the season, everybody was still complaining about him, but he also reached a new level. So a lot of positives to take from that. Let's hope Linson signs his contract. Let's hope Hato signs his contract. Let's hope Misui also gets some positive feedback to join the Ajax squad and show his skills. But a little bit more quality, Juan. A CDM with creative capabilities. Branko van der Bomen back in the second half of the season, and top three might not be so far.
That's a great ending of the live stream, by the way. Thank you for that positivity. Guys, thank you all for tuning in. I know this is not the result we wanted, but nevertheless, I wish you all a very nice Sunday, and we'll see you guys on Thursday. Thank you so much.